Good morning, Grace Fellowship. Happy Mother's Day for those who are celebrating, and it's my pleasure to bring you worship this morning. We've got 10,000 Reasons, or Bless the Lord, by Redman. And then I've got a Bible reading, which will help introduce us to a new song, See a Victory, by Elevation Worship. And I really think that Bible reading fits in quite well. So I'd like to invite you to sing along, or maybe just sit and meditate, whatever you feel the Lord calling you to do. So, yeah. Sing like never before. So the Bible reading that I wanted to bring to you today comes from 1 Samuel, and we're in chapter 17. And we're going to read out of verses 37 and then from verses 45 to 47. And so for context, Israel is at war with the Philistines, and the Philistines have sent their biggest, baddest warrior onto the field, who's Goliath, and he's a giant. And everyone else is freaking out because no one wants to go out and fight him. And then David, who's bringing food to his brothers, sees the giant, and he's not afraid. And he says, I'll take on that giant. And so eventually King Saul hears this, and he's quite surprised that this little boy, who is a shepherd by all accounts, would be willing to take on this big scary giant when his best soldiers are, terrified. And David explains that he's been out in the fields and he's took on lions and bears. And he says at the end of his explanation to Saul, he says, "The Lord who saved me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will save me from the hand of this Philistine." And so Saul agrees to let David go out and fight Goliath. Now, David doesn't take Saul's armor, which would have been nice armor. He just takes his slingshot and 5 smooth pebbles and a staff. And Goliath is a little offended that the Israelites would send out this little boy to fight him. So he taunts David a bit. And David, in response, in verse 45, starts saying, "You come to me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This very day the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and I will strike you down and cut off your head. I will give the dead bodies of the Philistine army this very day to the birds of the air and the wild animals of the earth, so that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel, and that all this assembly may know that the Lord does not save by the sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hand."